Ryan, because with Ryan doing the level designs, he's kind of the master of knowing where things are, and also his insane Binding of Isaac skills come into play a little bit. Sometimes I feel like I work on the art so much I don't get to play it as much as these guys do.
Mark Wild says, you guys did an awesome job on the game. Great team. Thank you. We tried.
Yeah, and we're probably going to have to wrap up in just a little bit. We said we would only go until 3. So we might go a little over if we get a bunch of questions right at the end, but we have to eat and things like that. So work. So yeah, well, actually, yeah, work more on the game. I've got a bunch of character art I want to work on this weekend. So if you have any questions, try to get them in really quick here before we have to close up.
So let's see. Looks amazing so far. Can definitely see the improvement over the build you're trying to PAX 2012. Yeah, thank you. It's been a lot of work. We've actually redone, except for a few pieces of art, redone almost everything. The way we generate rooms, the way the walls are handled. I don't think the road art has been one thing that hasn't been updated, but everything else has literally been either dramatically improved or at least touched in some way. Binding of Isaac is very addictive, yeah. Burrell is our resident Binding of Isaac guy. I don't know how many hours he's got into it. He would probably be embarrassed if I said, but I know for a fact it's over 100. I think I have like 17 hours of Binding of Isaac. I don't know how much you played it.
Probably not very much.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't as much of a fan of Binding of Isaac as these guys, but partly because I'm more of a controller guy, and his controller support isn't as good as I would like. But
I'm at 199.9 hours.
Oh,
so
Jesus.
200 hours. Ryan Blow got 200 hours by Binding of Isaac under his belt. Okay, yeah, 17's lame, but did you just hear Ryan Blow's got 199, so 132 is kind of lame. In terms of food, I think we actually all got up kind of late this morning. We're rushing around to get this thing set up.
So none
of us have eaten lunch.
This right here is my lunch. I have had 6 of these Reese's peanut butter eggs now. So
welcome to the life of an indie game developer.
Sorry, Dr. Motorcycle. I didn't.
My lunch was coffee.
There was a question here about Velocity. Where was that? Mark Wilds, more personal tick source. Yeah, I'm going to try and be way more proactive on the devlog. Well, one, we were doing a lot of contract work this last fall, so development was kind of slow on my end. But the other thing is, neither one of the Ryans would let me show a lot of the new cool stuff until we got the Kickstarter up, once we knew we were going to do that.
Yeah, it makes sense to be the bad guys.
Well, you guys told me don't put any new art up there, so I didn't.
I didn't tell you that.
Okay.
I probably did, because I am the mean one.
But yeah, so hopefully now that the game is actually sort of more out there in the wild in terms of like showing some video and stuff, I'll be able to post a lot more interesting and cool stuff.
So some of these ghosts are a little hard to get to. So we probably want them to move around a little more. So yeah, this is very much in progress. If anyone caught us late, the build is very early. We're not even calling it alpha or pre-alpha. It's pre-alpha, some variant of multiple pre's.
So yeah, I missed a question. SPCA wanted to know or ask, can you talk about bosses a bit?
Yeah, and I mentioned this a little bit earlier, but probably a bunch of people didn't catch it because it was earlier in the live stream. Sorry, I can't really talk and play games at the same time. So if I'm screwing up here or not talking, that's
what is that, like the reptilian part of your brain that plays games?
Yeah, probably. No, I'm just Asperger's like that. Yeah, the bosses are going to be room-filling guardians. So imagine so this whole dungeon complex is kind of not exactly a living entity, but it has like kind of magical things about it, so that the rooms in the dungeon all kind of move and change, and that causes the dungeon randomization. and so it's partly magical, partly mechanical. But they're these guardians that are actually like a living part of the dungeon, and you'll get to them at the end of a zone and have to defeat them to progress. But really, like you can't actually kill them, and they're not like evil. They're just these guardian mechanisms to keep anyone from going deeper. So
I don't sound bug. That block was like wedged against the spring, but it wasn't getting bounced off.
So anyway, for the bosses, kind of imagine like a giant, almost like Shadow of the Colossus style kind of, but inside of a room and sort of filling up that room. So oh shit, I almost.
Oh, we got an article on Kotaku.
We did?
Well, M-Brenner24 said just saw the article on Kotaku.
Oh, we didn't even know we had an article on Kotaku.
Maybe the old one.
Just gone up.
It could be the old one.
Oh, it could be, yeah. So.
No, it is not the old one.
Oh, there's a new one?
Yeah. Oh, cool.
It got posted just now.
Nice. So thank you to who wrote it.
Mike Review. How do you say his last name?
Oh.
Okay.
Right.
So yeah, thanks. If you're watching right now, thanks Mike for the Kotaku article, and also thanks to Northern Lion for doing a little video preview on YouTube. You should go check that out. He's probably more entertaining than we are. And
there's some other YouTubers that will probably be posting videos too soon.
Yeah, I think they were having a little competition on Twitter, right? Like I got to Rune 24, I got to that sort of thing. So yeah. So and we might send it to a couple more as well. So yeah, anyone who has a popular kind of Let's Play YouTube channel out there, if you're watching this and you want to get in on that, let us know.
So I was going to say, so if Nathan is listening, or give Nathan another prop, because it mentions in this article in Kotaku that the music is really graphic.
Okay.
Awesome.
Cool.
So yeah, Burrell, I don't know if anyone can hear because he's kind of like off to the side here, but in the Kotaku article, Mike, whose last name I don't know, whoever wrote it, we haven't actually read it yet, sorry, but they said that they really enjoyed the music, and so that's all thanks to Nathan Lee, our sound designer. We've had a bunch of people sort of apply to work on the sound, and yeah, unfortunately we do have a composer and sound engineer right now, but awesome bouncy slime. But yeah, we are kind of keeping any of those resumes that people send in. So eventually, like if we do need additional sound support, or especially artists, I may need some additional help doing the painting and animation. So if you kind of feel up to that task, please send any kind of job, or it'll probably be like contract basis applications to jobs@pixelscopic.com. And include some links to your portfolio, as well as kind of a cover letter, resume, typical stuff. But definitely need to see a portfolio for anything like that.
So there's another question. How long does Endless go? 9 years forever? The final game, it will go forever, or until you die, basically, which is probably going to be way sooner than forever. In this build that we have right now, we have, I think, 51 or 52 unique rooms. If you've been watching from the beginning, you've probably seen a lot of them shown over by this point in time. But yeah, so this demo, 50 rooms roughly. Final game, infinite.
I suck.
The pits aren't very forgiving.
Well, also the camera is like right in my way, so I can't tell how close I was.
See, we're not crazy. Now you understand the thing.
Oh, not the ghost room again.
Okay, so you can just hit that switch.
Huh? That's okay. Yeah.
So how do you animate the characters and monsters? That's on you, Baker.
Yeah, so I paint them at high res to kind of get the design down, and then we'll kind of cut them up into their component pieces. So like these bats, they have a body that's a single piece, and then wings that are made out of a few different joints. And so far we've been animating them in Flash and then exporting those as kind of flattened textures and getting them into a texture sheet. But we're actually going to switch to a new software, well, as long as we get it up and running, a new piece of software called Spine, and it was actually on Kickstarter and recently succeeded. We backed their campaign, so actually if you need to find a link, just go to our Kickstarter page and look at our profile and see what projects we've backed. And you'll find Spine in there. And so modders can actually use that software to kind of animate or change the animation potentially of characters as well. So yeah, so we're gonna have to kind of redo some of the animation, but it'll drastically save on texture memory is kind of the point of that, because exporting out of Flash, because we can't easily grab any sort of data from Flash. I mean, there are some ways to do it, but it would be really hard for us to get working to make what we would call piecewise animation, where like arms and legs and so on can be independent pieces and only saved in the texture sheet once. So I guess that's getting a little technical maybe, but for people who know what I'm talking about, you'll kind of understand that, yeah, if you only have one version of a character's head and leg and arms or whatever, it saves a lot of memory if you're just kind of stretching and moving those pieces. So where's the switch in this room?
I don't know.
Oh, up there. There we go.
Yeah, right now, since we support HD resolution, so this is kind of technical again, but since we support HD resolution, some of the texture sheets get massive.